Alright, before I forget, I need to get this off my chest. These are the designs for Quinten. The one on the right only exists because I was discontent with the one on the left. This is a design for Blade Viper. I posed him off of Raiden. And this is a design for Serpent, Grim Reaper's newest OC. Please let me know in the comments if you're discontent with any of these design choices, or if I misunderstood any of the instructions. Which, that last bit only goes to Grim Reaper. Fearmonger. If you know me, chances are you probably know him. My strongest OC, and one of my most notorious. Fearmonger is an ex-bounty hunter swordsman who simped for a woman so hard he became the Grim Reaper. Now, serial designation B-183, or Severed Blade, was a cyborg assassin sent to kill the survivor. After being freed from sin, he owed Survivor a life debt and opted to work with him, which is how he met V and went into a Raiden vs. Monsoon duel with Dahl. For the record, Dahl is Monsoon from Metal Gear, and you can't prove me wrong. Take a look at this evidence. Anyways, his first major leap in power was with his first model. In this state, he goes faster than the Flash, can slice planets in half from other planets, and conduct lightning through his sword and turn it red with blood, and turn it red using blood. His sword right now is named Blood Red Thunder. It'll change a lot. With the help of my Devil May Cry character, Cyber Demon, he's able to fuse this sword with a fuse of the Yamato and Devil Sword Dante, Sparta's Bane, making the Blood Red Bane of Sparta. V took that and fused it with a bunch of satanic disciples and her own killer instinct to create the Darkest Night, which then gets linked back to Fearmonger's willpower to create the Ashes of Fear. His next major leap in power is becoming the Grim Reaper. After a satanic disciple is able to overpower him and kill V in front of him, he's thrust in a position of pure rage. So much rage, in fact, that
it is hot as hell in this funky ass hot ass room I'm in. Is that the Grim Reaper?
Forming a contract with Fearmonger and allowing him to become the death of the Murder-Genre universe. One minor side note about death: while reaping souls seems to be the main premise of most deaths, that's actually not the job of these deaths. Their jobs are to kill immortals or others that cheat death. Like, the whole reaping souls thing is done by the Angel of Death, because this is a multiverse of multiverses, so people are dying constantly. These deaths will be occupied 24/7. But Fearmonger's next buff and power comes from the Soul Tree. He obtains a gift from a celestial named Bruno, who is a caterpillar who regulates which souls go into heaven and which souls go to hell, keeping their life force stuck in a tree, which is so dense in gathered souls that a single 1-meter branch is able to triple Fearmonger's already immense power levels. This is around the point where Fearmonger starts being able to wipe out entire multiverses with a single swing of his sword, and he's only gonna get stronger from here. His next major buff takes a bit more background explanation, with a quick summary of another OC of mine. Meet Tip. I don't have any drawings of him, but he's my Hat in Time character. If you've seen any of the friggin' cringy early videos of my channel, you'll know that I know what Hat in Time is. At the time I filmed my Hat in Time video, Tip was probably my most overpowered character, and he's still formidable, and he's only gotten stronger since. Let me give you the rundown. Worked 6 months with Mustache Girl leading a resistance against the Mafia in Mafia Town. Afterwards, joined forces with Hat Kid and traveled around gathering the timepieces. Beforehand, he actually had a history with Vanessa, which is how he got isekai'd into the Hat in Time universe. This is brought up again when he re-enters Vanessa's manor and Vanessa is not hostile to him. After taking down Mustache Girl and restoring peace, Hat Kid leaves to go home, and Tip stays behind to see what he can do about Subcon Force. He's able to get through to Vanessa and through to Snatcher. Throughout his time fighting with Mustache Girl, he was actually able to gain another power, the power to meditatively connect with his other variants, aka my other self-insert OCs, and with the help of one specific character who has mind-reading powers, and I am not going to explain him because that would take way too much time, Tip is able to get through to Vanessa, and a lot of that is based off of the fan-made Vanessa origin story, where she was secluded and had an imaginary friend named Moonjumper, who was actually going to be the original Snatcher, blah 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 blah. You get the point. He was able to restore Subcon to his former glory and gain power with the help of a Celestial named Archeon III, and another Celestial named Nova. Nova's the only one I have a drawing of. In any case, his ascension happened similarly to Fearmonger's. He was backed into a corner and Vanessa was killed in front of him. But instead of being enraged, he held on to hope, which instead of prompting the Angel of Death, he gets the Archangel Michael. And instead of becoming Death, he becomes Light. And this is how he's able to make Fearmonger stronger. Fearmonger and Tip are able to do this frickin' Power Rangers Mixels fusion into some Zanza-esque being called the beginning and the end. This is Fearmonger's current strongest form, but not his peak when fighting alone, because Fearmonger's still about 1/3 of the power of the beginning and the end when he's not the beginning and the end. Now, it's also worth noting that he gained many minor buffs throughout this general vicinity of time. A Zonite Secret Stone, learning the ways of the Force, and of course relentless training. And beating the ever-loving daylights out of every satanic disciple he sees. But his last current chronological buff and power comes with the help of a different character, Rift. A glitch in the Omniverse, to say the least. His power is the ability to shatter reality. He's a being of supposedly infinite dimensions, and whenever you punch him, it shatters like glass and he just kind of puts it together. Not even Fearmonger's able to kill him, because he's just kind of detached. Fearmonger, with his immense power, looks into this and is actually able to replicate the same glitch, allowing him to gain immense strength, also becoming a being of relatively infinite dimensions. And I think that's about all I've got to cover in this video. So, without further ado, subscribe to Liam Vickers, and if anyone else wants me to draw an OC for them, they're gonna have to pay me. Goodbye!